So hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. You may notice that I actually have a better mic, okay? And this Hemlock is actually on single fire, and I'm shooting very quickly right now because you see, I actually have my scroll wheel. Well, I actually have fire binded to my scroll wheel. You see, if you were to come over here and you were to look here, fire is binded to my scroll wheel, so you can just do this. You can just scroll up and down very quickly. Let's go ahead and get this man back up on his feet. By the way, Seth, go ahead and say something. You know, you're not just you're not just a test dummy in this video. But yeah, we're doing tips and tricks today. So yeah, this is gonna help you get better at the game. So tip 1, this is the tip that I just showed you. But if you let's say you were to take the R301. Right? That's not over here, that's over here.
R301.
Well, if you were to come over here and get an R301, and you were to put it on single fire mode, right? We're going to do a side-by-side comparison of Seth on full auto and me on single fire. First, Seth will demonstrate what full auto firing sounds like and looks like. Now I will demonstrate what single fire looks and sounds like. While full auto is more consistent, this actually goes faster and you have less recoil. Here's a path.
As soon as the grapple hits the ground, jump to get the most out of it. And also after it hits the ground and you jump, hold back to get further and get more momentum.
Grappling.
Gives you more momentum. Here is our honorable mention. I don't think we have to explain to you what's going on here. You can just figure it out on your own. Okay, moving on. Okay, so this is going to be the recoil pattern for the R99. So if you take a look, it goes up in like a zigzag pattern. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pull down ever so slightly in a very slight zigzag pattern. Like, do this. Do this with your crosshair. And it should stay mostly in one place. Alright, push to the next. Alright. Moving on to tip 3, we have the wingman, okay? Now, here's a tip that a lot of people know, but some people don't. If you're going to be shooting someone, don't wait for it to come all the way down. You can fire quite quickly. Like, look at this. Alright. As you know, this. You can actually fire it quite quickly. So let's say you're in a situation where you are being shot at and you don't have enough time to heal. Alright, if there's any armor, doesn't even matter if it's worse than your armor, pick it up. It'll save you the time where you can then go ahead and take out the enemy. Now this was just a test situation, like they might not always have a low amount of health, but you know, I mean, it'll always help. And then after the fight, you can go back, take up your good shield, or just keep the shield you have if it is better, and go ahead and heal that up.
Tip for Wraith, right? So, say you're Wraith, okay? You know, because you just are in, like, Battle Royale. No matter where you are, if you use her ultimate, it only measures the percent or the rift energy at the top if you move around on the ground. It doesn't actually count if you drop. It doesn't take the energy if you drop down. It only takes it if you go move around like on the ground, but going up and down, it doesn't use any of the rift energy. So say they're above you or below you, it doesn't matter. You can just drop down with the ult, do some pretty cool things.
And you can get down here really easily with your entire team. I will now go ahead and demonstrate with my own portal.
Follow the tunnel.
If you were to drop, it doesn't take the energy. The only energy was my slight momentum going forward. So if you come over here, you place your portal, then your entire team can get down here within an instant. Here's another tip for Wraith. If you were going through her portal, you will actually slide pretty fast, and that combined with super glides, which unfortunately I don't know how to do, but Seth does, you can actually go pretty far. Here's a tip from Mirage, which unfortunately I can't show myself, but you know. So if you were to use Mirage's ultimate and do an emote, as demonstrated by Seth, it is actually quite difficult to tell which clone is yours. This is essentially just a multiple clone glitch. It allows you to duplicate your clones, and this also works with Mirage's tactical. Now, we have run out of tips, so now let's do something that I like to call firing range fun. I did not mean to do that. So, if you were to take Wraith, and you were to do her tactical, you can actually push the dummies, as demonstrated here by Seth. You can actually move them without them dying. So, I don't see where this would be useful, but it's just fun. Thus, hence the name, Firing Range Fun. Welcome to Gibraltar Tips, where today these will be demonstrated by TTV Bot, because believe it or not, I don't have Gibraltar. So go ahead and do your tips.
Alright, so if you have Gibraltar's ultimate and his tactical, which you should have his tactical, but you know, he doesn't have Gibraltar, so who knows, you know. You throw it on your ultimate, it's an airstrike, then you throw it on your tactical, and it shields you from it, and it's like really good for rezzing, because it goes all around you except for, well, you know, in the dome shield, and it gives you about just enough time to res, and it keeps the enemies away.
That is a nice tip.
Variable for the lab rats.
Now we will be met with a caustic tip. Let's continue with this caustic tip.
Alright, so this is a pretty dumb one. There's really no point in it, but like, you know, if you kind of want to...
Easton, please remember, you are currently being recorded for our YouTube channel.
Nice.
So if you want to, you know, kind of hide with caustic, and if you have them, throw on a few gas traps on top of you, then just crouch.
And if you ever come in a bad situation,
I still see everything.
save
Shoot
yourself.
your traps.
So I'm gonna go on YouTube. That'll probably have around 30 views.
Here are some lifeline tips that might save your butt one day.
Alright, so if you ever, you know, lifeline, right, you're on a team. If you want to throw on your health drone before you res, if you throw it on your health drone before you res, you can also run away while you're healing, and Doc will res him and start healing right after.
That's a very
So you
helpful
can
tip.
go
Thank
do,
Thank
you can go do
Dr.
whatever,
Seth.
whatever you really want. Firing range fun. You climb on top of this, right, and then if you shoot the back of it, you go. Whoa!
Go flying. Alright, well, that's gonna do it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Definitely not copying Daily Dose of Internet's outro. And yeah, if you would very politely press that like button, it's very ticklish. Or that subscribe button, preferably the subscribe button. That would be greatly appreciated,
prefer to hit
and I
the
will see you
subscribe
again
button.
later.